Good morning. I'm Judge Person. I welcome everybody to court this morning. I do want to give you a few pieces of information and also confirm who's here. Actually, the one question I have is an iPhone, and there we go. Gentlemen, hopefully not driving. Can't drive and be on court. It's not lawful to be on a screen. I just can't tell if you're moving along. Hi, what is your name?
Bennett.
Mr. Bennett, are you driving?
Am I driving?
Yes.
Not at the moment.
Okay, good, because you can't drive and be on court.
Yes, no.
Thank you. I'm Judge Person. I welcome everybody to court. We actually have a couple of sessions working simultaneously, and I do want to let people know a few things before we get started. Do want to let you know that when you're given a ticket or issued a citation, those are all methods that we have under the law for accusing someone. That's what a ticket is. It's an accusation, and the options for pleading is your answer, and the options for pleading are guilty, not guilty, no contest. Guilty means I did this. Not guilty means I'm contesting it. No contest means I'm not going to admit or deny the offense. I'm going to move forward with punishment without admitting or denying it either way. So if you plead guilty or no contest, we're moving into sentencing. And if you plead not guilty, we're moving toward trial. And I have cases set on both dockets this morning, and we'll be working with everybody with due diligence or due regard for their case. I also want to let you know with sentencing, the options for dismissal, compliance dismissals, driver safety course options, deferred dispositions, and teen court are all methods for gaining a dismissal. Compliance dismissals are things under the law that can be brought up to date and dismissed. If you have something like that, I will talk to you about it. Perhaps if you plead not guilty, the prosecutor may talk to you about it, but may not. If you plead guilty or no contest, I automatically look for those dismissals. If you have a moving violation, the second option for gaining a dismissal would apply to that one. And that has to do with taking a driver safety course, getting your driving record turned in on time. In order to gain a dismissal of a moving violation, you have to qualify to be in that program, and I'll automatically look and talk to you about it to see if you're eligible. If it looks like you might be, I will begin talking about it. You're welcome to ask questions about both of these options, but I'm not going to wait for your questions. I'm going to move forward if you've pleaded guilty or no contest. If you have a case and you request a deferred disposition, I will consider it. What that is would be a court order that will basically guide how you earn the dismissal, and there'll be items listed for you to do that are in writing. And if you do the listed items, you gain a dismissal. The way you approach that in order to try to receive it or get that is you just say, guilty or no contest, I'd like a deferred, and the judge in a Class C court will consider it. The judge is not obligated to say yes or no. I mean, they are obligated to give you an answer, but they're not required to grant it. It's up to that judge. Each judge has what we call discretion. They can decide, but they're supposed to give you consideration when you make that request, and you're supposed to ask instead of the judge driving that or requesting or asking you about that. Guilty or no contest, I'd like a deferred is how you trigger that conversation. And you can ask the prosecutor if you are scheduled, you've pleaded not guilty, and you want to try to do a deferred, but you and the prosecutor would need to come to an agreement, and nothing requires that prosecutor agree to do the deferred. But if you both agree and you agree to the terms and y'all bring them to me, I generally will follow your request. I certainly will consider it strongly. If you have, if you're a high school student or a middle school student, we look at teen court as a first line of dismissal on a plea of guilty or no contest. I don't know that I have any high school students scheduled today. If you're in high school or the equivalent, let me know. So those are the 4 ways to gain a dismissal. I want everybody to know those so that we're on the same page. If you've pleaded not guilty and the case is not resolved today, it's not a problem, but we're going to move that case into the courtroom and we'll go from there. I've got a late person I'm going to let in, but I'll go ahead and do that. So if you've pleaded not guilty, that case is heading toward trial, and we do that really in the courtroom. This is an opportunity, though, to get a good look at your case, have the prosecutor take a good look at the case, and decide if we need to take courtroom time to move that case forward. Okay, so again, I'm Judge Person. I'm the judge of the court. If you need an excuse for, court today, even though it's online, you can still get an excuse. You just need to let us know, and I'll route you to how to get a hold of that. Sometimes people need that for school or work or what have you, and we don't mind. We just need to sort it out with you. Okay. The prosecutor is the state's representative in the Temple Municipal Court. The prosecutor is the deputy attorney for the city of Temple, Ryan Matson. Mr. Matson, can you unmute and introduce yourself, please?
Good morning, everyone. I'm Ryan Matson. I'm the prosecutor for Temple.
So what that means when he says he's the prosecutor is that he's not your attorney. He is the attorney for the state. And that means he represents really the party he represents the state, but often that is the party that has filed the case in the court. And if you're meeting with him, and most of you are, just keep in mind that he is not your representative, of course. He's the opposing side. If you wish to meet with an attorney before your plea is accepted by the court, if your plea has not yet been accepted by the court, you can ask for time to meet with an attorney of your choice. Class C courts in Texas are not required, nor do they legally appoint attorneys to represent you. And so if you want time to meet with an attorney of your choice, you just say, Judge, I need time. We reschedule your case. We'll set that to come into the courtroom at that point, at the reset point. And if you hire someone, you do. And if you don't, you don't. It doesn't obligate you to do that. If your plea has already been accepted by the court and you request to that time, I'll visit with you about it. So you may or may not know the difference, and that's okay. Just make the request and I'll talk to you about it, and we'll see where we are. So just, as long as you are respectful, I remain respectful. If you have questions that I can't answer, I'll just explain. So don't be worried about your questions. People can be nervous in a setting like this one. Just, a few deep breaths can help clear that up, and then, make your questions known to me. And if I'm not, there are questions I'm allowed to answer and questions I'm not. And if it's the latter, I'll explain. So what's happening. Okay. So don't wonder about whether it's the right question, just ask and we'll go from there. Okay. I do have the breakout room available, and I'm going to start with Sarah Cox. Sarah Cox, can you unmute? Can you hear me first of all? Because I don't see your audio. It was connected at the beginning. It doesn't look to me like you can hear me. I certainly don't have a way to ask you. So I'm sending you a message. And while I'm trying to clear that up, I'm going to go ahead and just move. I'll come back to her. I'm going to move to the next person. Quentin Bennett, if you can just unmute again, and I'll move you over to that meeting because it's your turn.
Yes, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Mr. Matson, Mr. Bennett, I'm going to move y'all over to that breakout room. Afterwards, y'all will come back over to this meeting before you go for the day. Okay.
Yes,
thank you, sir. Ms. Cox, I'm not seeing any messages from you. I'm not getting a reply to my message to you. I don't know if you are interacting read the court. Oh, there you go. Okay, now your audio is connected. Okay, I will be with you next. You'll be the next person to meet with the prosecutor. I don't know if you've heard my announcements this morning, but we'll get there sooner or later. I'm gonna stop though and talk to, excuse me, Karen Mlod. Good morning, Miss Mlod. How are you this morning?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Let me look at the paperwork that you provided the court. The court has gone. The case has gone to warrant. And I do have your message from December. When is your due date?
I am due in April, but will be being induced in March.
Okay. Let's see. Are you, right now you're not working, is that a fair assumption?
Yes, I'm currently high risk, not able to work.
Okay, yeah, I did get your note. I just was confirming about income. Is this your first child?
No, this is my fifth.
Okay, you didn't list any children. In fact, under dependents, you put in not applicable.
Correct. They are currently not with me. I am going through custody issues, in which the children are with their dad.
Okay, and there are how many children?
There's four.
And is that the other parent to this current, to the child that you're about to deliver?
No,
Okay, and so it's this pregnancy is not involved in that process, I would assume. And are you required to pay that other parent child support?
for the two oldest, yes. But I am taking that to court. It's in a different county. I'm taking it to court to be able to have that suspended until I'm able to have income come in.
I understand. Okay. Um, how are you getting your bills paid right now?
Um, Currently I'm living with my boyfriend, so he pays the bills, but um, I mean that's just one income alone.
Yes, I understand. And y'all are living in the same household?
Yes.
Sorry, yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Where does he work?
He's a contractor on Fort Cavazos.
Okay, hang on just a moment. Mr. Matson, let me get Mr. Bennett back over. Okay, where are we on the Bennett case?
Judge, if we could get an in-person reset date,
Certainly.
preferably 30 days out.
Okay, let me look at what's open. 30 days. Yeah, but that's really 20 days. So if he's asking for 30, I need to see if we have any open, like have we opened the docket for the beginning of February? Because we do want to have things open. We've got the 8th or the 15th. And okay. The 8th or the 15th. I can do the 8th or the 15th.
The 8th should be fine, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Bennett, can we use the email that we used for this setting today? Can we email that to you?
Yes, ma'am, that'll be fine.
Okay, we'll email that to you later today. And that'll just be your reminder. And that'll formally be your setting time, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you're good to exit at this time. Thank
Okay.
you,
Donna, have a good day.
and you too. Mr. Mattson, I was able to work out the sound concerns with Ms. Cox's audio, and so Ms. Cox, if you'll unmute, that would be great.
Hello.
Let me move you over to that meeting. And okay, so Ms. Mlod, generally, I need to get all the income coming in and all the bills on the form. And I recognize that things are in a flux state for you. The other thing that we look at, do you know the income of your partner?
Like annually,
No, like every month.
um, about 2,000, give or take. It depends on the hours.
Okay, and so I could look at a payment plan of $25 a month. We've had a payment plan before. What was that amount? I'm just clarifying with the clerk. We had a $40 a month payment plan. I can understand why that went into default. The lowest I can do would be 25. If you want to reschedule, I could set this out a few weeks and you could get me all the information, including what would be most helpful is a doctor note for me to consider that as well. Because I think that I'd like to have something in my file in case I can do a little bit more for you there.
Okay.
So I could either schedule it for $25 a month right now, or I can reschedule you and just maybe let's fill this out with I think I need maybe just a doctor's note, and you might need to fill the form out in full and then maybe provide a little bit of you did write, thank you. The information that you did write was helpful regarding the pregnancy issue. And you did ask, by the way, I wanted to address this for a driving course, but we're outside of qualification for that. So I'm not able to do that right now at this point in the process. So I did want to make sure I address that request. But what I can do is get you to get me some more information or just schedule it for $25 a month. You tell me what's going to work best.
I can do the 25 a month.
Okay. If I email a payment plan to you, can you print it and sign it and email it back to us? You can do that today?
Yes.
Okay. And then do we need 30 days to do payment? Wait, I'm thinking we could start. Is your partner paid once a month?
No, he's paid bi-weekly.
Do you know what day of the week? Like for every other Friday? What does it look like?
Typically every other Friday, yes.
Okay. Is it this week or next week?
It's typically around the 8th and the 23rd of the month. It just depends on when the days fall.
So it's not always on Fridays? or is it always on
It,
Friday?
it's supposed to be on Fridays, as far as like the payroll on the company end. But as far as it just depends. So if it's like if the 8th is a Saturday, then he would get paid either Thursday or Friday. It also depends on his bank. So he can be paid a couple days early. But his set days through the company are from the 8th and the 23rd.
So actually, it's not every other week, it's twice a month, right?
Yes.
Okay, and you said the 8th and the 23rd.
Yes.
Why don't we start the 24th?
Okay.
Okay, we'll email that over to you and I'll recall your warrant once I get that signature, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. And I wish you the best with everything that you're facing.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
And we'll use the email that was provided. Is that appropriate?
Yes.
Okay, all right. You're good to go.
Thank you.
Thank you. Attorney Collins, thank you for being here. You were a little bit late coming in. Sometimes attorneys have court all over the place, so I sort of chalked it up to that. We'll be with you soon. And Joseph,
Okay.
yes, and Joseph Darding will be with you shortly as well.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm just gonna do paperwork while we all relax for a few minutes. That's okay. Okay, so on the Cox case, where are we at this time?
Your Honor, we're going to enter terms of deferral here.
Okay,
It's going to be a 120-day period. And instead of a course, Ms. Cox is going to be submitting a Type 3A certified driver record.
okay,
And the fine is going to be paid in installments $78 per month for the first 3 months. That will satisfy the balance of $234.
Okay. When is the driving record due? 60 days or 30 days?
30 days, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, so where this all falls down then, or comes down on the court's calendar, is that we're gonna put this in writing and email it to you, Ms. Cox, and my request is going to be that you print it, sign it, and email it back to us today. Is that possible?
Yes, ma'am. He had mentioned that I would be able to come back or go down to the courtroom or to the court office and sign there.
Yes,
Is that
that's
fine?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
fine. And
Okay.
it will say that from today until May 9th, you're on a deferred, and during that time, no tickets, no convictions, and no failures to appear for court. And then the 3A driving record will have information here when you get here for how to find that. And that's going to be due back on February 9th. The first payment on February 9th as well. The second payment on March 11th, and the final payment on April 9th, with the deferred ending May 9th. Is that what everybody thinks is happening?
Yes, Your
Yes,
Honor.
ma'am.
Okay, then what time will you be here today?
Probably in the next few hours.
Okay, can we say by noon?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we'll have everything at the front desk, and any clerk there can help you, okay?
Okay, sounds good. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Cox.
Thank you.
Thank you, you're good to go.
Okay.
And if I could get Joseph Darding on screen and unmuted, that would help. Great.
There you go.
Okay, I will move you over to that meeting.
Your Honor, before you move him over, I don't think there's a need for that. Mr. Darding has actually submitted the documentation I requested the last time we met.
Okay,
So I'm going to move to dismiss this ticket.
okay. Let's see, have you sent that over yet?
I will forward it to Tracy right now.
Okay. Then I will sign it and we'll email it to you, Mr. Darding. Is that the email that we used for today's meeting? Will that work?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. Then you're good to go if you wish. That ought to be coming your way shortly.
All righty. Sweet. Thank you. That's perfect.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. You have a great rest of your day.
You too. And Attorney Collins, if you'll unmute and get on screen, I'll move you over to that meeting.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Calling with Mlod, this is Angelica speaking. How may I help you?
Yeah, hi, this is a courtesy call from the Temple Municipal Court. This is Judge Person of that court. How are you?
Good, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm just trying to find out what's happened. We have the law firm scheduled for an online hearing today. And we're in that hearing and nobody's here. Your client is, I can't say it, it's Srikanth Vuvanapali.
Okay. 1 second.
What's your name?
My name's Angelica. And yeah, I do show that on here. Oh, it says resolved.
No, it's not. I don't have paperwork, so.
Okay. Okay, give me 1 second.
There was another case that was resolved, the Lopez case. But this case is still pending. I don't have the paperwork for it. Maybe somebody could log in.
Sure, give me 1 second. Hold on just a second. Do you mind if I give my coworker a call?
No, but I have to hang up because I'm conducting court. Okay?
Okay, got it. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah,
It's okay. Thanks. It's a courtesy call. Okay, where are we on the Earl case?
So, Your Honor, there are 3 different citations. And the last time that Ms. Collins was in court, we worked out an agreement. She wanted to just bring it to her client.
Okay,
So on the speeding charge, I would like to first reduce the fine amount to 0. There are added court costs, so it's still going to be around $280. And then once that reduction has been entered, we'd like to do a deferral.
okay,
And the terms of that are just going to be 120 days, a 6-hour course by day 60, and payment of whatever the balance is after that reduction has been entered.
when would the balance be paid?
Ms. Collins, would your client need longer than 30 days?
I would say so. Yeah. Could she have 60?
Normally what I do, yes. Normally what I do is then I just break it to half and half, 30 and 60.
Okay. That'll be perfect.
Okay, that deferred will end May 9th.
Okay.
The course will be due on March 11th. I don't know the half and half yet, but day 30 is going to be the 9th of February. I'll get the number in a moment. And the 60th day obviously is 3/11. And so let's start with that reduction. And once we get that number. And then as to the other 2 cases, where are we?
The DWLI, I believe Ms. Earl's license is now eligible, so I'm going to be dismissing that. I was mainly just looking for compliance there.
Okay,
And the FTA, Ms. Collins has appeared, so I'm going to be dismissing that as well.
okay, and those are dismissals today, is that right, counsel?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Okay, I'll follow the agreement as y'all
Thank
proposed.
you. Judge.
Yes. Attorney Collins, do you have anything to add or any questions?
No, I know Mr. Matson said that he doesn't know the exact balance. Before the paperwork's sent out, I guess y'all will
I'm about to
calculate
have it.
that.
I'm about to have it for you.
Okay.
We're not going to get off until
great.
we have
Okay.
everything really clear. So I will
Okay.
definitely get that to you. Hold on just a moment. Sorry. No, 0 out the balance on the fine. And then whatever's remaining is what we're working with. So it's a good deal, but a bunch of stuff got added because these are 2012 cases. We don't know the balance until we do it because our system it went to collections and it'll be a balanced out reduction there as well. And I
Okay,
would
thank you.
I'd rather rely on the computer to do that for me than to guess, guess and show my inability to do that properly. Hang on just a moment. 282. Okay, the total comes out to 282. So when we cut that in half, it's going to be 141 and 141.
Cool.
And then the 6-hour class will also just be any online class.
Okay.
So I will have that order over to you in the next probably hour or less. And the dismissals will accompany that along with information for your client, for you to give your client for how to find a course.
Great. Thank you.
Okay. Do you have any further concerns or questions?
No, I guess I do actually want to make sure am I able, because it's Class C's, am I able to enter the plea for my client on the deferred, or do I need to make sure she signs it herself?
You are able to appear for your client as long as you're satisfied that you and your client have good communication. I don't get involved in that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just didn't know if her signature needed to be on the plea.
It's a great
Some
question.
courts require it.
I don't,
Thank you.
but I guess I probably could, but I really have not ever required it because you can come here and have a trial without them. So I don't
Yeah.
think there's a legal
Yeah.
requirement. I mean, it's probably not going
Yeah, I
to
know.
if they're not here, but but
Yeah.
I mean, that's a different issue. Okay.
Right.
All right, then I will get everything over to you shortly.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Attorney Collins. Appreciate you.
May I be excused, Judge?
Yes, of course. You're good to go.
Thank you.
Thank you. Attorney Matson, do you have anything on the Bhuvanapali case?
I believe that one has already had a deferral entered on it.
I don't have a deferral. I have one on Lopez. So their office was telling me y'all canceled the court date, and I was explaining to them that that didn't happen.
Let me pull it up and see.
Unless something got sent this morning that I've missed.
I show on OpenGov that there's a deferral pending.
Where is it? Well, why was I told it wasn't? That they would be here? Huh? That's yeah. Okay, I wouldn't have called that law firm if I had known that. Where is it? Can we print it so that I can sign it? And can you call them back and let them know that we now have it? Please. Thank you. On the Mariah Ivy case, do we have anything there?
Your Honor, I believe that might have been a miscommunication with the attorney on my end. It was kind of the same situation that we just had with Ms. Collins, where I was going to do a reduction and then send the deferral paperwork over. And I guess I thought she was wanting to relay the offer to her client, but I believe she's just waiting on the paperwork to come through. So I'm going to send that over as soon as we're off this call.
Okay, so that's actually resolved if I follow it.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So what's the deal there?
That is going to be the 120-day deferral with a 6-hour course. And the only thing I need to confirm is whether payment needs longer than 30 days.
Well, I mean, to me, if it's not resolved, they should be here. But we've told them, you told them not to be here?
I did not tell them not to be here. I think they must have just assumed that I was gonna send the paperwork over.
Mhm. See, I don't understand this. Here it says, okay, I guess I signed it. It looks like I signed the reduction. I've got a motion to reduce. And then we did a reduction. And so that's done. That was done a month ago. A little bit less than a month ago. And so now what's happening?
I need to send Ms. Tabaras the deferral paperwork. I'm looking at our email exchanges and I never said anything about her not being here today. So
Right?
I'm not quite sure where that miscommunication came from. But I am following up with her right now to see if her client needs longer than 30 days to make payment on the balance.
Okay, let's try to, that balance is 239.20. Let's try to get that wrapped up today so that we're not pushing it past the setting time. And I'm just gonna make a note that the prosecutor is sending order over.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Maybe they could sign it before you send it.
Yeah, I will make sure that they submit it with a signature on it.
Okay. Well, I have this order and I signed the Bivapamali order back on the 2nd of January. No. I'm sorry, I did, and then that's the one that we talked about. Because it came over with, they're gonna pay it when they send it over note, and I changed it, remember that? So I don't know why. But we're gonna call them and let them know that we have it. Can we call them now, please? So that they don't get somebody into this meeting, because I told them to hurry up. Okay, let's see, anything on King, Alexander, or have you heard from Attorney Wolf?
Attorney Wolf, that one was also a deferral. I believe that one has been signed as well.
Okay. Yeah, now we've got the McMahon firm. We'll just tell them. Hi, Attorney Martin. How are you? Oh, audio connecting. Hold on. There we go. How are you, Attorney Martin?
I'm fine, Judge. How are you?
Good. There's a little confusion, and let me just explain. On the order that I received, I didn't have a payment date. It just said that when y'all sent it over, y'all were paying it, your client, and that didn't happen. So I have changed that to, did I change that to the 18th? It's right there. I think I changed that to give a little more time. Bupit Volley.
January the 18th to pay.
Let me double check that. We'll send that back over. Yeah, January 18th.
Okay.
So unless y'all object to that amendment.
I think that's fine, Your Honor.
Okay, then you're good to go now.
And there was another case of Paige Lopez. Is that one clear?
That's resolved. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Okay,
All
thank
right.
you so much. Thanks for jumping
Thank
on.
you. Sure. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. On Bumpa Bali. Maybe he had already paid when.
I'm gonna find out why these are still showing up in the docket.
Yeah,
Because they say deferral pending, so it shouldn't.
well, and that's, I'll talk about that in a minute. On Wolf deferral, do I have it? Apparently I have it. And it's not been removed from the docket. And I've signed it. I signed it more than a week ago. So I don't know what the deal is with that. I don't want to show cause people. How about on King? Do we have anything there?
No, Your Honor, I have not heard from Ms. King.
Okay, and on Alexander, nothing I assume, but just
Yeah,
check.
nothing there either.
Okay, all right. We got the docket resolved. It looks like there's something going on with over here. And your documents were in, but they're still showing up on the docket. I don't know why they weren't removed. So we'll figure that out over here. I'll let you know if there's anything that we need from you, but I don't think so. I think it's a problem over here. Okay. All right. So let's see. We don't have court tomorrow, do we?
No, but we do have a meeting about
Yes.
parking.
In the morning, yes.
Mhm.
I thought, and let me end the meeting.